As a wise man said, show business is high school with money. With millions at stake, Eddie sends a childish hate mail to the Trips, who threaten to go public with the police, which in turn justifies Eddie sending his son to snag the evidence on that laptop.
I've got nothing new to report on the Vic.
He threatened the triplets, and with huge financial gains at stake, he could have been using his son to get back at them. I'll call the judge.
Letter? I don't write letters. Next.
Email, then. You remember? The one threatening to bury the triplets?
Oh, that. That was nothing. Just talk. Hype.
Hateful hyperbole in an email, plus your son breaking and entering, adds up to you putting him on a collision course with those unstable triplets. Were you that desperate for those rights, to risk your own son's safety?
Those triplets are trash, but how was I to know they were dangerous? Sure, I want the rights to Bullet Train. I worked my ass off for those idiots. For how many years? I was negotiating a better share from their father, Ray, before the train derailed in that electrocution. Leaving me to lose my share to some lousy punk brats? Hell no, I don't think so. You bet I sent my son to delete those damn files. Was it a bad idea? Yes. Yes. Oh my God, yes. What are you implying?
Your computer sabotage mission didn't succeed. So maybe you kept your email word and convinced Ed to lure the triplets into a gunfight. And he ended up dying for your dreams.
You're not making sense. What good would having my son kill those triplets do, even in self-defense? Who would inherit? Their mother, right? And then I'd have to deal with her after my kid killed her kids. Wake up and smell the psychosis, Captain Brass. Yeah, Ed broke in for me. Yes, he hated those punks, but my son was not one to look for trouble. And gunplay? Not in his nature. Not in his sweet nature. They confronted him at work, remember? I was stupid involving Eddie Jr. You bet I was. But if you want to blame a parent in this, how about the mother who raised these monsters? I don't have anything else for you.
Nothing serious for any of them that I know of. I mean, they're only 18. High school silliness. Not really taking the ladies seriously yet, if you know what I mean. Well, probably every boy the age of my boys were hot for that little slut. I never heard about any of them going out with her. Well, I certainly never saw Anthony or Billy or Keith with that tramp. I like to think we put the fun in dysfunctional, you know? Single mom in showbiz with 3 teenage boys. Yeah, how do you think that went? I knew them getting out on their own would be a good thing. They needed to get out from under my, famous shadow. Haven't spent lots of time together since, but hey, they know where to find Mom if they need Mom. But we were the frickin' Waltons compared to Eddie and his son. That creep Eddie. playing drill instructor, ordering that poor, sweet kid around like his slave. Oh, that ruthless bastard would sell his own son out if it meant getting a hold of the rights to Bullet Train. Well, hell, maybe that's just what he did. I told you what I know.
Hello, looking for a hint? Sure thing.
He's on his way to interrogation now.
I got nothing else for you people.
She's on her way to interrogation now.
Sorry, I can't think of anything else to tell you.
They're on their way to interrogation now.
So you know what a coward he was, making his son fight his battles. What part of self-defense don't you understand? Eddie Tillis, man, he heaped the hate on our family since forever. And our dad had to deal with that bile. Plus he was the hack manager who bilked Bullet Train. Sure, we never got along with Little Ed, but it never went over the line till this damn break-in. Then, all bets were off.
Threatening email. A break-in. That's what took it to the next level?
More a kind of reality check. I mean, Mom, she's past it. She's been running on fumes for years. And with Dad dead, what's left for the Wilds but those Bullet Train rights he left us? With them, we had a shot at some kind of life. Without them, where the hell would we be?
A family feud, and I don't mean a game show. Son from one side murdered. Son from the other side takes the blame, but his story doesn't wash. 2 more sons from Side 2 finally copped to being at the scene, but their stories skip around like a needle on scratch vinyl.
Laser trajectories prove 2 shooters. Cut on Billy's arm could be the source of blood, placing him at the scene with a gun. Suggestive, but not enough.
Wait, let's back up. We're fixated on the sameness of our trips. Let's stop and assess their differences. Clothes, shoes, fingerprints, hair gel.
Good, Kath. So we head back to the crime scene, re-examine the points from which guns were fired. We need to prove which 2 triplets are our shooters. Laser trajectories reveal the shooters were crouching near these tables. Yet there's no real cover here. Wouldn't they be crouching behind something?
Yes, so maybe the tables have turned. Literally. Using the tables and racks as cover.
And then, after the shooting stops, somebody tidies up, uprights the tables, puts them back in place before we get there. So let's turn the tables again. Try something else.
Took a lot of force to make this scratch, whatever created it. Worth looking into. The person crouching here behind the table fired the fatal round.
Looks like the area is clean. Nice job being thorough.
This must have been uncovered when we moved the table. Broken zipper, maybe? I don't remember seeing anything in this shop with zippers on it.
Try something else.
Unusual place for prints. You'd have to be squatting using a hand for balance. Could shoot over your cover from this position. Straight shot at the glass case.
Billy's fingerprints on the rack's underside put him behind it, crouching. This zipper caused the scratch. Could have broken off as someone leaned against the table.
Now that we know what we're looking for, yes, you can search for clothes at the Wilds' apartment and any evidence relating to motive that can be found.
Three guns, one per trip, but only 2 guns made the trip to the gift shop. Was one brother not as wild as the other 2? The zipper on these pants is broken. Keith had pants on when we found him, so they probably aren't his. If one trip had broken his zipper, he'd have likely changed his pants at home. Looks like some pictures were taken on this phone. Let's get enlargements at the lab. Prints here probably belong to the triplet whose pants pocket gave up the phone. Print and phone book confirm we have Anthony's phone from his pants pocket. So Anthony wore the pants in question, making the scratches behind the table. Another confirmed shooter. Well, I think we just found out what girl this bra belongs to. The triplets caught their enemy in the act with Mom and suffered identical shock. Photo was taken earlier, day of the crime. The mother of all motives. Zipper from these pants broke off in the spot the fatal shot was fired from.
You linked the two brothers to the shooting positions. That's on target enough for the crankiest judge.
We can place both of you at the origin points of the gunshots. Billy, you did indeed shoot the shoulder, while Anthony, you delivered the fatal shot to the heart. Thanks to the photo on your phone, Anthony, we know you stopped by your mother's house and got a shock to rival the electrocution of Bullet Train. Your mom and your worst enemy doing the mystery dance.
Listen, it looks bad, I get that. I do. But you gotta hold up here. This is really just an accident. We weren't trying to kill anybody. We wanted to put the fear of God into little Ed. I mean, the bastard was banging our mother. I mean, that's sick. It had to stop. We just wanted to teach that creep a lesson, scare his ass, but good. Make sure he never went near our mom again. Keith, he tried to stop us, but Billy and me, we just went off. Mission from God kind of thing, you know? So Keith agreed to do the talking. Then at the shop, little Ed was waving Mom's bra like a red frickin' flag. I snatched it away and my gun went off into the floor. Total accident. But that shot echoed like thunder in that little shop and we went running for cover. We both yelled at little Ed to drop his gun. I mean, why didn't he? He was outnumbered. Instead, he crouched below the glass case, but with all the glare, we couldn't see so good. I told Billy, with all that glass, we should shoot it out to see better and stuff. We were squeezing our triggers and then, damn it, little Ed sits up. Why? I'll never know. And puts himself right in our sights. Hitting him was a fluke, an accident. We were booking it out of there, but Keith stopped us, made us give him our guns, said he'd clean up after us, prop up tables, wipe off guns. Never said what he was up to, but we knew. He was gonna do what he's done so often, cover up for his stupid brothers. There wasn't any time to think. Keith, he always shouldered the blame, and it was just how we did things. Later, the stakes occurred to us, of course, but Keith seemed to know what he was doing, creating confusion like. I mean, with the three of us sharing DNA and stuff, how could you guys ever really figure out what went down in that place?
Figuring out the truth is just how we do things.
I never meant for them to find out about Ed Jr. and me. You can't blame them for this. Blame me if you have to. This was like, you know, temporary insanity. What do you think? He was a beautiful boy. Boy, I say, but don't get any ideas. He was of legal age. And don't strain yourself trying to read anything in. If you think I was trying to get back at that monster Eddie through his son, it was nothing like that. Ed Jr. He was a sweet, innocent kid. And somebody had to teach him about life.
Kind of a short life. With your families at war, didn't it occur to you how your sons might react?
No. No, I figured it was my business, and why should they ever find out? Just bad luck, wasn't it? Anyway, I did my best with my boys, raising them the best I could. Well, sure, you could say I made the occasional mistake.
I can think of at least 3.
Naming the single-action army pistol the Peacemaker was the Old West at its most darkly ironic. But this case could have used a real peacemaker, a parent who could behave like an adult. Eddie put his monetary future ahead of his son's safety, and Miss Wilde risked pursuing her wild lifestyle with the forbidden pleasures Eddie's son represented. Her 3 boys be damned.
Even the peacemaker Ed Jr. used to defend himself was a phony, a replica. Closest thing to a real peacemaker here was Keith. But he didn't have the maturity, never had the guidance. 3 wolf cubs raised in the wild. Maybe they'll fare better in captivity.
Nice sharing this investigation with you. Meet me in the office for your final evaluation. All right, here's your evaluation. For evidence, you found everything there was to find. For hints, you didn't need many at all. And, at the end of the day, you followed the evidence to a clear conclusion. I can't argue with that. Good work. You did very well, though as I noted, there's still some room to improve. I'm giving you an above-average grade. And by the way, thank you for all the new specimens you found for my collection.